Hello, everyone, and welcome to my Capstone project. I am Kristen Wilson, and I will be presenting on Priority Health. For those who don't know, Priority Health is a health insurance company in the state of Michigan. We only service the state of Michigan, and we offer commercial products such as HMO, POS, PPO, fully funded, self funded, as well as government programs such as Medicaid and Medicare. Priority Health is part of the Corewell Health System, which is a nonprofit health system. Corewell Health is a new name. It was previously known as Spectrum Health and Beaumont Health, and they merged to become Corewell Health. So together, they're one. For this project, I interviewed Ryan Nolan, who is the director of pharmacy operations at Priority Health. Ryan Nolan is a pharmacist, and he's been a pharmacist for over 15 years, but 7 of those years, he's been a leader at Priority Health. Currently, he's responsible for about 47 employees, and they are all different levels. You have pharmacists, pharmacy techs, you also have administrative positions as well as, managers, supervisors, and contractors. So a wide variety of both education and skill levels. Ryan's area is responsible for things such as formulary changes, and formularies are the list of drugs in which a health plan will cover. If it's non-formulary, you generally have to go through several steps in order to get it approved. But he oversees the overall process of the pharmacy benefit within Priority Health. For the interview process, we kind of did a modified shadow where he invited me to key meetings that he attends versus sitting and shadowing him all day because we're remote. So it would have been slightly boring, on a Zoom call together for 8 hours. But some of the meetings he invited me to were Trends Oversight Committee, which is the strategic initiatives within the medical division. And the medical division, pharmacy is an intricate part of that division. Um, he invited me to the pharmacy leadership meeting, which is a monthly meeting. Also, the Innovative Intel Core Planning meeting, which is one of the digital strategic initiatives within Priority Health. And also the P&T committee. P&T is pharmacy and therapeutics, and that's where pharmacists present new drugs that are new on the market and present like their efficacy and just the data behind why the FDA approved. And then they talk about how to cover these new drugs. Perhaps there's a better drug that's more effective that we're going to, promote first before we cover this other drug. Some of the questions I asked Ryan is SWOT used, and if so, how? Priority Health has leveraged horizontal integration to grow. Is there opportunity for vertical integration, or is horizontal the best option? And which of the company's values does the pharmacy department portray well, and which one would he like to see develop more? And in the next slide, I'll go over the answers to those questions. But first, I want to talk about the mission, vision, and values of the company. Both Priority Health and Corewell Health share the same vision, mission, and values. And the mission is to improve health, instill humanity, and inspire hope. The vision is a future where health is simple, affordable, equitable, and exceptional. And I love these values because they all start with C and I can remember them: compassion, collaboration, clarity, curiosity, and courage. So, for the question of the values, which of the company values does the pharmacy department portray well, and which one would Ryan like to see developed a little more? He felt the strength was in collaboration. Our department likes to seek out different resources and find the information and people who can assist in getting the things done that our department does. One of the weaknesses he mentioned was curiosity, and to quote him, the ghost of past successes deter original thinking. And so what he meant by that was sometimes we have processes in place where that's how we've always done it. And so that's how we're always going to do it versus trying to think outside the box and come up with a better way to get results. When I asked him the question about horizontal and vertical growth, we had quite a lengthy conversation. Some of the examples of horizontal growth in recent times were total healthcare, where we absorbed or we bought out the health plan and absorbed their members. Another example of horizontal growth was when Spectrum and Beaumont entered a relationship. Priority Health gained all those Beaumont employees as new members. But an opportunity for horizontal growth. Currently, Priority Health is only in the state of Michigan, and another opportunity would be to expand our borders and absorb another health plan outside of the state of Michigan so that we can expand our footprint within the US. As far as vertical growth, when we spoke, we realized that the relationship between Corewell Health and Priority Health was vertical, in the essence that, healthcare delivery is the first step and payment is the second step, or, vice versa, like having the insurance is the first step and then you go see your physician. An opportunity for vertical growth would be some sort of pharmacy benefit management company. Most insurers use a third party. Currently, we do. And Ryan felt that absorbing the right company would allow us to do that process better in house. When I asked him about SWOT, he was a little taken back because he realized in its organic form, we don't really use SWOT. But as the conversation went on, he pointed out that we use what's called SBAR. And so anytime a change or a proposal is brought up, we have to fill out this document. And SBAR stands for Situation, Background, Assessment, and Recommendation. And while it's not the traditional strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats, SBAR does take you through and different steps so that you do think about those things. They're just not framed that way. So while we don't use SWOT, we do use SWOT with the SBAR process. Priority Health has strategic priorities, and these strategic priorities are mentioned in almost every single meeting. When we open our website, they're a visual for employees to see right away. And so these strategic priorities are really ingrained in who we are and what we do. And you can kind of see some of the language is similar to the mission, vision, and values. So our strategic priorities are to create a courageous culture, an effortless experience, to have visible value, greater growth, and innovative intel. I got the experience of attending the Innovative Intel Strategic Planning meeting, and this meeting is the strategic priority for the digital world within Priority Health. Technology is very important to the company, and these are the four legs of the strategic priority. So we want a data platform and solution architecture solution, and that's currently underway. We have multiple data warehouses, and it's hard to maintain them. And so this particular group came up with an innovative way to have one platform across the entire system, which also plays into data governance and quality. Having one platform, one data source allows us to better maintain the source of truth and keep our data secure. And then people and skills is their mission is to hire and develop our digital science people. And so everyone, when they're onboarded, they have the same information, they have the same access to tools. And so that plays into the fourth one, which is ways of working, and that is to get our analysts collaborating with each other. There's lots, I want to say there's like 30 different departments, and every area has data intel sitting within them. And so it's getting those different areas engaged with each other and finding better ways and more efficient ways to get things done and work together. I was going to show you an org chart, but it was too massive. So I just am highlighting some of the executive leaders within Priority Health, and these are like the major umbrella departments. You have, government markets, information service, the chief medical officer, Dr. Forshee, is who pharmacy roles it would be under. And so you have human resources, finances, plan operations, market development, customer experience, and then my picture is hiding the actuary and chief information officer. Some of the lessons that I learned is that every meeting I went to, Ryan did not introduce me. I mean, he introduced me, but he didn't say why I was shadowing. And so I got to see firsthand the organic interactions between leaders and the workers, and it was very evident to me that there's a high commitment to mission, vision, and values and the priorities within the health system. And that was very evident in the way they spoke, the words they chose, and just the energy that they portrayed. They really truly believe in what we're doing and are excited about it and want to do it the best to their ability. And I found a quote in Lead Like Jesus that said, one of the greatest services that leaders can provide is provide followers is consistency of purpose. And I really felt that the leaders that I observed really showed that consistency of purpose in all their interactions. Another lesson that I learned in meeting with Ryan is he really drove home people are important. One of the things he quoted Peter Drucker, culture eats strategy for breakfast. And what he meant by that is the people you hire and them fitting into the culture we have is more important than the skill set that they have. He said you can have someone who has an amazing resume, but if they don't fit within our culture, they're not going to work out. Which I found a quote that said, no matter how brilliant your company's strategy is, the plan will be difficult or impossible to implement without a healthy culture. And so that just reiterates, people are very important to the work we do. And that situation reminded me of the Nordstrom case study we did, where the CEO said, I work for them. My job is to make them as successful as possible. And so, my experience through this project is that leadership is so important in portraying the mission, vision, values, and priorities of an organization, and your people are your best assets. Thank you for watching my presentation, and please put any questions that you have in the discussion chat, and I'd be happy to answer them. And here are the resources I used.